This is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Oh, can you feel it? I mean, can you really feel it? We are back inside the friendly confines. Thank you to American Airlines for getting us safely wherever we need to go. What an incredible week it was at the Genesis Invitational. A shout out to Jacob Bridgman, who took home the $4 million first prize. And I got to call my first hole-in-one of the year. My friend, Max Grazerman, winning a car for himself, a car for his caddy in the process of that tournament. Now, this is Coaching Company. We are live on the Stadium Network and everywhere that Stadium lives. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. And we are here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, things are going to change starting today. We're still going to do a little bit of sports betting. We'll still have picks, but from now on, starting today, you're going to hear opinion, opinion, opinion. Why? Because we want to help you with knowledge, educate, entertain. So whatever you decide to do, whether it is fantasy, whether it's betting, whether it is predictive markets, whatever it is, you can use this show with the opinions, with the facts to help you in whatever you want to do. So that's what it's going to be all about. And you're going to see people on this show that do exactly that. Now, before we get to our best bets, coming up in about 20 minutes, we're talking the NFL Combine. What does Fernando Mendoza need to do to secure the number one pick? Also, the WNBA. Have they gone too far? We'll discuss that as well. But we have a brand new merch store, and we actually have somebody in charge of it now. So we're actually making sales now. It's amazing. But look at this. My man, Big Tommy C. Fugazi. Oh, it is flying off the shelves. But we're going to do a solid for all of you because it's the first week or two. So until Friday, Fugazi 10. If you use that promo code, we're going to give you 10% off everything at the site, including Kiss Up Mountain, including Petty Machete, including Mamby Pamby. And we're going to be doing pop-ups all the time based off of what is hot in the world of sports. Can you tell I'm fired up? You're damn right. Also, if you haven't watched last night's Coachin' Bro, it was so good we damn near went 2 hours. I encourage you to go back and watch it on demand at our BTT Studios YouTube page. All right. I think that is all of the housekeeping. Let me catch my breath. And there they are. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time now. Let's beat the books. All right, look at this, running 5 wide today. Let's go upper right. He's our numbers guy for a reason. Never been more important. Say good morning to Rafael Esparza. Good morning, Rafael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, family. It's a Tuesday, and it's going to be a fun Tuesday. And don't forget, the NHL drops the puck back on Thursday.
Yeah, they may have their hangovers be done by then. My God, we'll talk about that party at 11 in Miami. Now, let's go right below. He is the pride and the voice, the face of 88.7 KTCU in Dallas, Fort Worth at TCU University. Armband King Lettuce, Young Peyton. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. How about TCU women's hoops down 8 going into the 4th on Sunday, and Olivia Miles puts up a 26-point triple-double, and TCU ends up winning by 7 on KTCU. 41 straight home wins here, not for TCU or women's TCU women's hoops. It's incredible.
I really thought, Peyton, it was going to be a 6-point win. It turned out to be a 7-point win. It was crazy, man. Yeah! By the way, when is your show? Because I guarantee you're going to be talking about that. It's Thursday, right?
Of course, Thursday night from 8 to 10. Yes, sir.
8 to 10. This guy is so arrogant. He is so cocky that he literally now will just text me right before the show, Coach, going live. There's no, could you please, can you retweet? Nothing like that. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, he's a man in front of the camera and behind the camera doing a great job. Mikey P., good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, guys. The energy is infectious. I'm fired up, but it's not just your energy, Coach, and the team's energy. The Miami, Ohio Redhawks play tonight. Let's keep that perfect season going.
Let's go. They've almost cracked the top 23. Come on. Now, he is a man over there at Prize Picks, and they are super busy as March Madness is on the horizon. And he's got the best damn beard in the game. Soupy, good morning. How are you?
I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, we are actually getting started on some of the March Madness stuff. We're getting started with the NHL and the NBA, just kind of figuring out what we want to do for those playoffs. So it's busy over at Prize Picks.
All right, well, let's make it busy right here because I have this feeling, guys. I want to have 3 straight winning days because if we do, we'll do a merch giveaway on Friday. We got to have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. All right? Today, line in the sand. So I have one very simple question. My guy, what is wrong with the other 3 of you? My God. All right, best bets. Mikey P, start us off. Go.
I'm going with the Miami, Ohio Redhawks to keep their perfect season going, but not just by winning by double digits. I'm getting them to cover -10 here today at Eastern Michigan. It is almost March, which means these top 25 teams have to play like championship contenders. And I don't just mean conference championship contenders. If the Miami Redhawks want to be taken seriously, not only do they more than likely need a perfect season, they got to put their foot on their throats of their opponents. And Eastern Michigan, I'm sorry, you're up next. Excuse me. And then also I'm taking the Pelicans on the money line against the Golden State Warriors. No Draymond Green in this one. No Kristaps Porzingis in this one. The Pelicans playing better basketball and a happy return to DeJounte Murray, who comes back just over a year from tearing his Achilles tonight. I like the Pelicans at home.
I think for a second there, you were questioning your own pick. That's what it looked like to me. Anybody else? Did I really take the Pelicans? You know what came across my feed this morning? Because I was so knee deep in golf this past week. I didn't see the finish in the Thunder and the Pelicans game. When was that? Anybody know? The SGA, the long 3, unless it's one of these accounts that's just throwing up stuff from a year ago, which happens all the time. But there was this long 3. They tried to foul, and then the Pelicans hit a game winner from 75 feet. Okay, apparently it was 2000. It might have been like 2 years ago. Okay, well, if it's in your algorithm, you know what I'm talking about. All right, Mikey, great start. Let's come downstairs. Soupy, you're up next. Let's go.
I'm going to start with Duke. Team total over 79.5. They're going to South Bend to get Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish, they have allowed 80 or more points in 6 of their last 10 games. I think we're going to see a lot of threes from Duke. Of the opponent's shots, 47% are from behind the arc against Notre Dame. I think they're going to allow a lot of threes. I think Duke has a big game as their first as the number 1 team in the nation. And then I'm going Cavs -3.5 against the Knicks. They've lost both games against the Knicks this year, but the last time they played them was 2 months ago. And this team is way different than it was on Christmas Day. They are fully healthy now. They have James Harden, and Harden's presence has really helped Donovan Mitchell. He has become that leader, and now this team really looks like what it was last year when they were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
Challenge flag. Challenge. Where's my sounder? Where's my sound? Where's my sound? Thank you. Now I'm looking at Duke just in February, Soupy, and I know you throw out the numbers of this and that and 3-pointers. How many times in 6 games in February has Duke scored even close to 79.5?
They haven't, but I think against Notre Dame.
How many times?
I don't know how many times, but I think this is a different opponent. You got to go opponent by opponent.
67, 68, 70, 67, 68. Thank you, Mikey. Not even close.
Okay.
Coach's flag. We're changing from to a coach's flag. And if I win, somebody gets a free piece of merch tomorrow. If Soupy wins, you win your bet. It's a win-win. Let's go. But Soupy, I'm just saying, I hate to be right, but I can already see the future. All right. I love getting down and dirty. All right, my guy. Who needs to go next? Raphael, 2 plays, staying with that Duke Notre Dame game. Go.
I wish I could throw a double challenge flag because I think we're going to see tons of points in this Duke Notre Dame game. It's over 140.5. Total opened up at 138.5 last night. Irish last 4 games, all 4 of them have gone over the total. And coach, you remember a couple, was it last week? Didn't Duke score 101 points against Syracuse? I think we're going to see offense in this game. I like the over 140.5. And then give me the NBA. The funnest team to watch if you want to see no defense but great offense. Give me the Portland Trailblazers team total over 113.5. They're averaging 124 points their last 5 games. And the Timberwolves just lost to the Sixers, and they gave up 135 points. Give me the Trailblazers to play no defense and just play offense.
Let me be very clear. You're throwing a double challenge flag on Soupy's challenge? His play, even though you're in synergy with his play?
I'm throwing a challenge flag because he typed quicker this morning than I did. I was actually going to pick that one, the team total over Duke. So I'm jealous.
Why would you challenging it? Why would you challenge it?
Because I'm jealous, but I'm challenging you on this one mostly.
Wow, so you're challenging me.
Yeah, I think your stats were completely wrong because Soupy had it correct. It's team versus team. All those other games Duke played, those teams' offense was horrible. And if the Fighting Irish hit the 3 ball tonight, we can see a lot of points. And I think Duke puts up a lot of points as well.
Okay. I'm going to learn that edit button where I'm going to put Soupy's opinion next to your opinion and then put me at the end saying, I told all of you that you would be incorrect.
That'd be a good video, though.
It may happen. You never know. All right. Let's go to our last man here. The man who is becoming an opinion machine down there at TCU. What do we got today, big dog? Go.
We're going with the Auburn Tigers, who are going to be playing at Oklahoma, a Sooners team that stinks this year. They're 3-11 in conference play. Auburn not much better. They're 6-8, but they have the better talent. Keyshawn Hall's been great for the Tigers. Auburn's dropped some tough ones this year, but the Sooners just have no one to go to down the stretch in all these games, and that's why they've dropped so many by 1 or 2 possessions. I think Auburn gets the W tonight in Norman. They win by 1.5. And UCF making the trip to go play at BYU. The Big 12's the best basketball conference in the country, and believe it or not, UCF is right there with BYU. Yeah, A.J. DeBonsta is fantastic and exciting, but UCF is also 8-6 in Big 12 play and 19-7 overall. They have really great guard play and a big man in the middle. I think they stay in this game and at least give BYU a good one tonight with Richie Saunders out for the rest of the year for them. What a huge loss for BYU.
Oh, big time loss. Big time loss. What do you make of and I didn't even look it up, but I'm looking at a lot of their recent totals, and BYU scores a lot of points. Their offense looks to be fantastic, but you think it's not going to be quite good enough tonight?
I think UCF's offense can be good too. I think it'll be high scoring on both sides. UCF plays really fast. They got 2 great guards, and they just get up and down and shoot threes. I love their offense.
Rafael, do we know what the total is in that game, or how fast can we find it? Because that may be a hashtag stay on your toes play for me today.
It is 162.5, opened up at 167.5.
Wow. Gosh, and it came down? I don't know. 162. All right, I'm going to have one. You said 162 even? Even?
There is a 162, yes, over at DraftKings.
All right, hashtag stay on your toes. Over 162 for your boy, the coach, that I'm going to piggyback young Peyton. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 6-2. Merch giveaway on Wednesday, at least 6-2. No pressure, boys. No pressure. All right, still to come. We're just getting started here on the show. A brand new coaching company, a brand new energy. We're talking the NFL on the other side. Is Fernando Mendoza truly the number 1 pick? Also, coming up in about 20 minutes. Are you interested in Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao 2, 11 years apart? And then also, are you okay with an MVP not truly being the MVP? We'll discuss it all. This is Coaching Company, and we are live, as always, right here on Stadia. Gentlemen, you heard Soupy say Duke playing for the first time as the number 1 team in the country. Tonight, number 2, Arizona. they're in action at Baylor. Number 3, Michigan at home against Minnesota. Young Peyton, coming to you. Who's the best team right now in the country?
It's got to be Arizona. The fact that they won a game against Houston without, I think a lot of people are not realizing that Koa Pete is not playing. He's their best player. I mean, the fact that he's out and they're still beating teams like this is sensational. So once they get him back, which they will soon, they're going to be the best team without question in the country.
Without question. Mikey P., what do you make of that?
I absolutely agree. What Peyton hit it on the head. When you talk about a team that can defeat a Houston Cougars team that's been the cream of the crop in college basketball over the last 5 seasons, and they're doing it without their best player, Arizona's just getting started heading into March.
2 for 2. Soupy?
Yeah, I got to agree with there. Even though last night Houston got crushed by Kansas, especially in that second half. So that Houston win looks a little weaker, but I still think it's Arizona. They're balanced on both sides of the team, and I think they are made for March.
Raphael?
Lessons are learned, boys. Saturday, Michigan got a little teaching. I think Michigan bounces back. I think they have a better bench than Arizona. And when was the last time Arizona cut the nets? Give me Michigan.
Gentlemen, there was a trick question. None of these are the best team in the country. KU is the best team in the country when Peterson. Did you just shake your head at me, Raphael? I saw it.
Yes, I did. Not gonna
If
deny
he
it.
plays at his level, KU's already dominated Arizona. They've already dominated Houston last night. They are the best team. But the question is, will he decide to play when they get to March Madness? Because right now he's there. Last night, he didn't even have a big game, and they still blew out Houston. Very disappointed, gentlemen. Very disappointed in all of you. Now, Raphael's going to drop into the chat. Any questions for him, he'll answer them in real time. It's time to talk a little NFL. Let's go. We're back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network, also on YouTube, also on the X as we start a new era here in the show starting today. Now, the NFL Combine, it is this Thursday. It is 2 days from right now. So I got to see my guys. Raphael will drop into the chat on YouTube. And gentlemen, I've had a lot of flights the last couple of weeks, as you guys know. Been doing a lot of golf, a lot of traveling. And on one of my flights, sitting in 1A, was none other than Fernando Mendoza. And as I got onto the plane and walked back to my coach seat, I gave him the little, and he gave me the little. And I think in that eye contact, he understood where I stood on him. And there was a mutual respect. There truly was. But with the Combine coming, sometimes the top picks don't like to try out. They don't like to perform. I saw one ESPN pundit say that Shadir Sanders looks better on tape coming out of college than Fernando Mendoza. I said, thank you. Somebody agrees with the expert. So, Mikey, let me start with you. Does Fernando Mendoza need to do all of it? I'm talking throwing, running, classwork, all of it in order to cement himself as the number 1 pick.
He's already backed himself into a corner, Coach. He will not be throwing or working out at the Combine. He's going to save that for his pro day. So right now, the only thing Fernando Mendoza can do at this Combine this weekend is do what we all fell in love with him for, which is answer all the media questions, be a media darling, but it's going to be the interviews we don't see. When the Raiders sit him down and say, how are you going to turn our franchise around? When the Jets, who have the number 2 pick, if they go, convince us that maybe we want to trade up and come and get you. Fernando Mendoza has to understand he should be a lock, but he's not going to be a lock unless he sells himself.
This is absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's not like he's Aaron Rodgers, who you could have understood way back in the day when he fell to 24. It's not like he's Peyton Manning. It's not like he's even Ryan Leaf. He's a guy that a couple of years ago nobody had ever heard of. And because of his team, Soupy, that's why he's getting all of this press. That's why he's getting all of this notoriety. What do you think he needs to do this week, despite the reports that he could always change his mind?
You hit the nail on the head with the team aspect. Indiana was the best team in college football last year. If you really want to see who Fernando Mendoza is, you've got to look back at his days at Cal, which I have. I saw him in the ACC playing against teams like Miami, who he beat last year. The year before, he struggled against Miami. When he doesn't have protection, he struggles to make decisions in the pocket. I think with not throwing, not doing any of the participating things, just having interviews, I think he just needs to show his leadership qualities, which he already is. I think he's a great leader. He has the intangibles, but does he have the tangibles? Does he have the physicals to be the number one pick in the draft?
Understand, even if it's a bad team like the Raiders, they're still going to assume that if he's the number one pick, he can walk in the door, Peyton, and be the starter week one. They don't have anybody else. But are the Raiders backing themselves into a corner because Fernando's moving in a way that I simply don't like?
I didn't think he needed to have some great combine to be the number one pick because he's getting drafted because of his ability to win his team games, his accuracy. He doesn't make stupid plays, and he's not the most physically gifted and physically talented quarterback in this draft, obviously, but he's the smartest, and you can't really show off your IQ in a combine. And I think the Raiders know that by now, so he doesn't need to have some great combine to be the number one pick.
Well, to me, your football IQ is very low if you choose not to participate at the combine. Guys, we've seen this before. We've seen these players listen to their agents or their managers, and they go, nope, I'll save it for my pro day, instead of utilizing the opportunity for 3, 4, or 5 days to meet with all the teams and do it physically. I think it's a mistake. Now, speaking of mistakes, Ty Simpson. Yeah, that Ty Simpson, the former quarterback of Alabama, who should have gone back to Alabama and they'd be probably the preseason number one team in the country. But oh no, he's going to come out and head into the draft. Welcome to the 5th round, Mr. Simpson. So, Mikey P, Ty Simpson, should he, in your opinion, have stayed at Alabama?
No, because welcome to the 1st round, Ty Simpson. And that's not saying that he has 1st round talent. It is showing the projection and the trajectory of the NFL. Franchises need quarterbacks, good or bad, and they need them on rookie deal contracts. That's just what teams need, especially when they're rebuilding. So there's going to be a team, probably in the back half of the 20s, that goes, we have an aging quarterback. Let's just take a shot at Ty Simpson. And, Coach, I'll give you one. The Los Angeles Rams. No better mentor for Ty Simpson than Matthew Stafford.
All right, so you're telling me that the Rams, if Stafford comes back, the Rams are going to spend a 1st-round pick with a quarterback in the house, knowing he would sit the entire first year?
For one reason, they have 2 first-round picks this year. So I think it's a luxury pick. You take Ty Simpson, you get your quarterback of the future.
Okay. What about another name, young Peyton? Carson Beck. Carson Beck went from Georgia down to Miami, and all he did was play in the national championship game. But he didn't play very well in the national championship game. Where do you see him at?
He's so interesting. I mean, I think there were a lot of Carson Beck haters. I think I was one of them. But besides Ole Miss, his defense got him to the championship. But, oh, man, he was one drive away from beating Indiana. And if that happened, I think we'd be having a different conversation. But Carson Beck had a great year this year. I just don't see a clear path for him to play in the NFL right now. It's kind of similar to how Quinn Ewers came out of Texas, Coach.
So you're saying that you don't even – it's not even about where he gets drafted. You're saying you don't think he'll play in the NFL?
No.
Soupy, what do you make of that?
I watched a lot of Carson Beck this year because I'm a Miami fan. He has the leadership qualities. He does some really great things. But his problem, and was last year at Georgia, interceptions. That final drive in the national championship game, how did they lose? He threw an interception. He sometimes just makes these boneheaded mistakes. He doesn't make adjustments at the line. And in the NFL, you can't do that, or else you are going to be sitting on the bench.
It happens all the time. We see it all the time. You're a big-name quarterback. To me, a 1st-round pick looks like a 1st-round pick. Dominates college. Let's go back to Peyton Manning 25 years ago. Remember him at Tennessee? He picked teams apart because of this, and that's how he became a future Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, the same thing. Was not great in college. He used this to become the greatest of all time. These guys, I think this is the weakest quarterback class that we've seen in years. Now, the trade market is also going to be something that we focus on here at Coach and Company. There are two big names out there. Max Crosby, who apparently doesn't want to play with Fernando Mendoza and stay in Las Vegas, and then A.J. Brown. And Mikey, A.J. Brown's own coach, Mr. Sirianni, said, quote, I don't know if we can protect him. I don't know if we can guarantee him a spot on the Philadelphia Eagles. So with that quote hanging out there, which guy do you think will be more attractive to other teams?
Max Crosby. And it's not even a hesitation. You can't have enough pass rushers in the NFL, and this is one of the very best. This is a guy who left last season aggravated and angry because the Raiders wanted to shut him down, and they did, but he wanted to play despite having a knee injury. If that doesn't show every organization in the NFL what kind of character and what kind of player Max Crosby is, this is a guy who doesn't care about his team's record, doesn't care about his knee and his health. He wants to just play football. I want that guy on my team 10 times before I want A.J. Brown.
Sometimes I say this, where a change of scenery can really help somebody, can change somebody's attitude. Because how many times have we seen a player that just literally the bed? You know what I'm saying? And then they go to another team, Soupy, and all of a sudden they play up to their talent. Could A.J. Brown be like that? And I'll ask you the same question between him and Max Crosby.
I think that with A.J. Brown, he is a talented player. It's just last year, that Philadelphia Eagles locker room has a problem. It had a problem 2 years ago when they didn't win the Super Bowl. Everything was all washed away when they won that Super Bowl last year, but you saw it resurface again this year. I think for A.J. Brown, he could go to another team and he could be that top-tier wide receiver like he was in Tennessee, like he was in his first year in Philadelphia.
We saw it. Great take, by the way, Soupy. We saw it in your own backyard, young Peyton, because Dallas, remember, they went out and got George Pickens. He was a problem in Pittsburgh. All of a sudden, he comes down, and he arguably was the best wide receiver at times for the Dallas Cowboys. So these two players, how do you look at it, Peyton?
Well, we saw this year that defense wins you championships, right, with Seattle. And Max Crosby is the best in the game on a team that actually sucks, too. I think we could see him get traded for sure. A.J. Brown, we thought we would have gotten shipped off a long time ago with that whole situation last year, but he's still there. So I think it's not only more realistic, but I think Max Crosby is also more valuable than A.J. Brown right now in the trade market.
All right, a quick bonus question. I mentioned Sirianni, and right now I feel like that he's a head coach for a team that's been right there, has made it to the Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, but rarely do you see a coach on the hot seat. Mikey, 15, 20 seconds. Is Sirianni, in your opinion, on the hot seat?
Yes, absolutely. The NFC East is forever changing. And by the way, Coach, he coaches the Philadelphia Eagles. That fan base is not going to be quiet. You lose 2 straight, they're calling for your head.
Soupy, you're my NFC East guy. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. I thought last year he was going to be fired because of just how toxic that team looks. If it's another year of that, I think he's gone.
Young Peyton.
It almost sucks to win a Super Bowl the year before because the expectations are so high the following season, especially in Philadelphia. Of course he's on the hot seat because he didn't win this year.
If this was about coaching, guys, there wouldn't be a hot seat. But this is about fitting in. It's about the projection. It's about how the fan base looks at him. And believe me, I like arrogant people. I like arrogant coaches. You got to back it up. And when you're walking off of fields and you're blowing kisses to the Arrowhead crowd, and then you're getting in fights with your own players in your own stadium, well, all of a sudden the fan base who loves the player, who's actually playing, well, they could turn on you very, very, very quickly. Gentlemen, well done. Well done. Coming up on the other side, by the way, if you're looking for tennis picks, my man Carl in the YouTube chat, he's got a couple for you. Go in there and you can play them in real time. So the WNBA, we've been talking about this for months, but now the rubber, it's going to meet the road. We discuss that next in Front Page News. We're only halfway home. This is Coach and Company live right here on Stadium. All right, guys, let's continue our college basketball talk. And last night, KU blows out number 5 Houston in Allen Fieldhouse. And I get caught up in these parody accounts, so I never know what's real and what's not real. I saw one the other day that said Darren Peterson is quitting KU to focus on the NBA draft. And I believed it. And it was a parody account. And all of a sudden, he's on the court last night, barely got into double figures. So, Mikey, for a guy like Darren Peterson, who reportedly got $3 million for just this season at Kansas University, does it pay for them to keep him on the court or play without him?
Well, the old saying is the best ability is availability. I think for Darren Peterson, it's just his presence. 30 minutes, 14 points, and a blowout victory for the Jayhawks. I think if you backed Bill Self into a wall or into a corner, he would say that every single time. Yeah, I don't care if Darren Peterson puts up 20. If he's on the court, he changes the game.
Well, Bill Self has defended him a lot, especially in the last 2 weeks. And I guess if I was a head coach, I would do the exact same thing. Your take?
100%, because that is his best player. And it doesn't matter whether he's contributing on the court. When he's on the court, the opposing team has to plan around him. But all that does is give the other players on Kansas the ability to score, to make those plays. So I think Peterson's presence on the court is important no matter what.
Young Peyton, what do you think?
He didn't even have a great game last night, but just the fact that he was on the floor, it just causes so much havoc on the other side defensively. Coach, when we were talking about NCAA champions this year, and you mentioned KU, I agree KU is awesome this year, but they feed so much off of the Allen Fieldhouse kind of environment, so playing in the tournament might be different for them this year. That's the only reason I didn't take them as my champions.
Hey, that's fair. I respect that opinion. I really do. The other side of it is sometimes stars, because those commercials are 5 minutes long, they have a tendency to rise up because if he's not hurt, he could play more minutes in March Madness. So we'll see. But guess what? You and I will go back and forth, and I'll absolutely love it. All right, front page news. It's time in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Coach and Company Live on the Stadium Network, on YouTube, on social media as well. We are here every single weekday, and thank you guys so much for finding us. But we're only about halfway home. If you're watching us in the East Live, it's 10:32. Out here on the West Coast, it's 7:32. And as you can see, I kind of let the door open so the sunlight can come in as we're starting a new era today, opinion-based content right here at Coach and Company. So before I bring my guys back, I need to see my guy, Raphael, because Raphael, our number one topic today here in Front Page News is the WNBA, because ESPN just made the announcement that no more Sunday Night Baseball. It's going to be women's sports led by the WNBA this coming summer. So my question to you is, from a numbers perspective, where are we at on a potential lockout?
Yes, on the strike opened up at -$5, and I just checked. Now it's -$4. So that's telling me that people are betting the yes. I don't know if it's because of the ESPN announcement with the Sunday sports, but I heard 5 days ago that they said there were positive talks. And when you have positive talks in negotiations, usually yes money comes in as baseball, because they're getting no positive talks right now.
What I've heard is they're doing a lot of this over Zoom. And when you've got, and it's 50, 60, 70 people on Zoom, get your asses in the same room and close the door until you get a decision done. But they're not doing that. They're not doing that. But maybe we should start selling those shirts.
I'm actually shocked that they have not been in the room yet, because I heard those negotiations on Zoom have been hectic, because with all those voices, not that many people are listening.
No. And I've been on way too many Zoom calls that sound exactly like that. Raphael, thank you very much. Going from $5 down to $4. Raphael will be in the chat for those of you who are watching on YouTube. All right, let me see my guys again. So, Mikey, you hear the numbers. And I don't know that I've ever seen a story that is more nonsensical than this. They don't want to look at the numbers. They want to look at what they think they are worth. And what they think they are worth makes absolutely no sense. And if they don't come off of this number and what they've pitched to the NBA owners, Mikey, the NBA owners just don't care. Your take.
I respectfully disagree. The WNBA generated enough for revenue sharing last season, and right now there have been no bigger stars in women's basketball than what is currently on the court. Say what you will about the Angel Reeses of the WNBA, but she moves the needle. Caitlin Clark absolutely moves the needle, and when you move the needle and you have another place to go play, which is unrivaled, this is more of a WNBA problem in my opinion than it is the women's basketball problem. The women will still have a place to play, so I think it's on the league.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I said. So why are you disagreeing with me? Respectfully, because right now I watched Unrivaled the other day, by the way, guys. Have you guys watched the full game? It's awesome. I thought it was half court. It's not half court. It's 3-on-3 modified full court. That is way more attractive to me than the WNBA game, 5-on-5 full court, same arenas as the NBA teams play. But Soupy, let me come over to you. Because when you look at the numbers, and I saw all over social media, they're comparing viewership for WNBA to hockey, and they don't understand that in NHL, they make a lot more money because local advertising is gigantic, because most of the views come from the two cities of the teams that are playing, and they want to compare the national audience. Hey, dollars are dollars, and now the WNBA's got to figure out, we've lost money for 28 straight years. So the NBA owners who are billionaires, they have supplemented this. They have continued to pay it, but they're not going to go past a certain point. What's your take on this?
I love the WNBA. I have a team right here in the Connecticut Sun that I love to go watch, but I don't think I'm going to see them this year. I think that the players need to bite the bullet for this one time. Try to get a shorter agreement, 2, maybe 3 years. You're on the peak of this popularity breaking through. It's not fully there yet, but if you can get that in the next 2 to 3 years, then you have that leverage for a better deal. But right now, I think they just need to agree with the WNBA and get something done so there can be a season.
And they also need to get together and understand that jealousy, I get it, but I work for the PGA Tour also, and it's a star-driven league, and they have created these signature events and the FedEx Cup playoffs. Why? Because we want to see the stars play, and these players need to understand Caitlin Clark is everything, and if they can't admit that, young Peyton, they will never move forward, because this nonsense of pay us what we're worth or pay us what you own us is the most out-of-touch take that there's ever been in the world of sports. There's no other business that would lose money for 28 straight years, let alone 2, and still be in business. They should be happy where they're at.
Yeah, outside of catching highlights on my phone or enjoying all the commercials we see Caitlin Clark be in, I haven't caught any WNBA action over the past couple of years. But it would be a shame if they don't get a deal in place before their deadline. Seemed like the league was finally having some momentum. So it would be a shame to lose that now. If their season gets delayed, they're going to lose fans, and coach, fans who might not even come back.
What will we ever do without an Angel Reese missed layup and a double-double off of her own miss? What will we ever do? Oh, Angel Reese, tip of the cap. We hardly knew you. Now, topic number 2. Gentlemen, every time I've gone to Europe or have gone to another country, and then they say, hey, we're going to get rerouted because of weather or a blizzard, it sucks, because you're delaying getting home, unless you're on Team USA. And what did Team USA do that won in dramatic fashion? And by the way, I watched it live when I was doing PGA Tour Live with Graham Dillette. Graham Dillette is from Canada. Guys, he literally was shedding tears when they lost. That's how much. He said he played in majors, all of them. He played in a President's Cup. He said that game meant more to him than all of those. That's how much that meant. First time in 12 years that the pros have played in the Olympics. It had a different feel. So they partied like they were pros. They partied like you're supposed to. And this was the scene at Club 11 in Miami. And Soupy, I'm going to come over to you first because you're a diehard fan of the U. Doesn't matter why. But this is what they did. Champagne everywhere. Look at all the phones. Look at all the people. It was a rager. Couldn't have done that in New York City. Your take.
Man, hockey players know how to party. You go back and you look at some of the past Stanley Cup winners. When those players have the Stanley Cup for the day, what they do with it, they go to these insane parties. And after they win the Stanley Cup, it's insane parties. Hockey players know how to party. That's better than any other sport. It's hockey players. They're the toughest, and they know how to party.
They certainly do. They will drink beer in the locker room and not get in trouble for it. That's hardcore. Years ago, I covered basically AA hockey in Wichita, Kansas. They won the CIL or whatever the hell it was, and they celebrated with Natty Light in the locker room. I've never been soaked in worse beer in my life. But, Mikey, let me come over to you, because I guarantee you all of these people that were at the club couldn't name one player that was up there with champagne, but they didn't care because it was Team USA, and that is awesome.
It is awesome. And all you got to do to identify one person is ask everyone to smile. The guy missing teeth, yeah, that's Jack Hughes. That is your game-winning gold medalist right there. But, I mean, Coach, I have to refer back to you. I mean, 11, you live a high-powered nightlife. Is 11 the best place to party in the world? I mean, look at this celebration. And I think the most beautiful rendition of the national anthem also took place at 11. So I'm just jealous.
Well, it's a great club. Now, full transparency, it's been a year or two since I've lived that lifestyle. But I can tell you this, that we lived under the guise of wherever we were, the party was. That's why on Mondays for almost 11 years, I can't even tell you how many calls I got about this, that like the general manager would call me, hey, Coach, we see you guys are coming for Raw next Monday. We'll give you 50% off or free drinks or whatever. And we would give them the biggest night of their year when we were in town for Monday Night Raw because of scenes like this. Young Peyton, we had fans that we'd bring 100 with us. That's what this is all about.
Oh, without question. Coach, I went to school in Boston for 2 years. Huge hockey place in Massachusetts, right? And people are like, hey, what are we doing this weekend, guys? What are the plans? We're going to the hockey house. That's what they say every time. The hockey guys know how to party. But given the age of some of these guys, of course this is the best thing ever. A lot of my friends want to go to Miami for spring break. I mean, good for these guys. I've never been here, but no better place to celebrate, I hear.
Has there ever been a nightclub that stopped to sing the national anthem? The whole place, hand over your heart. I mean, this is amazing. And by the way, all the clubs in Miami, they're open until like 10 a.m. And there's actually a club that opens at 10 a.m. So if you want to party all day and all night, you can do it in Miami. It makes for a long next day, but you can do it in Miami. Now, the last topic today, we'll do a little rapid fire here, sort of, 15 or 20 seconds. Over the weekend, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao 2 was announced, and I got to give Netflix all the credit in the world. They are going out, they are getting events, they are promoting events, and they're paying top dollar. See Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano. But the last time these two fight, Mikey, was 2015. 4.6 million pay-per-view buys, the largest pay-per-view of all time. But that was 11 years ago. Will people watch this time in September on Netflix?
Yes, they will, because of what you just said. Netflix, they're backing up the Brinks truck, and they're taking control of combat sports. As you said, see Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey. But this is also going to be the first boxing event at the Sphere. And if you want to talk high-level production, boxing, Mayweather, Sphere, it's a golden ticket.
20 seconds, Soupy, go.
In 2015, that fight was 10 years too late. And now in 2026, it's 20 years too late. But I'm still going to watch it because it's Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, both old as hell, but I'm still going to watch.
Peyton, you weren't even alive when this would have been relevant. What's your take now?
The minute I heard you say Manny Pacquiao, you lost me. This is a money grab because the first time they faced each other 11 years ago, the fight made $72 million and over $400 million in pay-per-view revenue. But watching two has-beens go at it for a few rounds, if that's your thing, go right ahead and enjoy it because I'm sure they'll take your money.
Now, well, we all have Netflix. Yes, raise your hand. Yep. Yeah, so you already have it. You don't even have to pay for it. That's the beauty of Netflix, is they understand getting these types of things. Absolutely awesome. All right, having a great day, a great vibe. This is Coach and Company. On the other side, plenty more. Plus, we lock it in right here on Stadia. gentlemen, the big question is this: with Netflix really coming out of the gate and stepping in, it almost feels like there's a lot of teams that are on the same team that kind of aren't. What I mean by that is UFC is in bed with the WWE. WWE has a huge deal with Netflix, UFC with Paramount Plus, and now Netflix is stepping in and taking a fight with Ronda and Floyd that Dana White wouldn't. It's confusing. But the bottom line is, Mikey, is this: Netflix doesn't seem to give a damn who else is working in this area. They want to be number one, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it as well. I think it's a real conversation to have about Netflix's impact in the world of combat sports, whether it be MMA or boxing. Right now, the proof is in the headlines. Dana White is focused on Zuffa boxing more than he is the UFC. So Netflix is taking everything they can.
Yeah, they can. Now you're starting to see UFC fighters talking about the Conor Benn deal, $15 million for one fight when they've been having like 200 people at their events. You're going to have some infighting here, but Netflix, Soupy, they're just doing their own thing in their own highway.
Netflix wants to become one of those perennial sort of things for sports. They wanted the NFL, so they made new games for the NFL. They said, wait, what? How about we just put one on Black Friday and put it on Netflix? So Netflix, the most popular streaming app, they're going to do what they want.
Young Peyton, your thoughts?
I'm all for any streaming service going ahead and not accepting defeat at all, still competing with other top programs to go ahead and be the king of sports. I mean, they've established themselves as the streaming service for movies and all that for a long time now and TV shows. But now here they are, the NFL. They picked up the free soloist guy a couple weeks ago. That was really big. A lot of people watched that. That was huge. I mean, I think that they're getting these little events that are turning out to be big ones, and here they are.
They're getting people to subscribe that aren't subscribers. And then how many times do you guys cancel a subscription? I guarantee I still have ones that I haven't even looked at. See ABC Mouse from when my kids were 5. I realized that last week. The bottom line is they're super smart with this. Pay it early, make it late. We're back live in 5 seconds. Oh, welcome back, everybody. Coach and Company coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes. We've got Lock It In that we'll lock in our best bets for the day if you were not here at the top of the show. But we bring Raphael back in with the guys because, Rafi, we might have a problem in the NBA, and that is odds, futures on different awards, but specifically the MVP award. Because I'll give you 3 names: SGA, Luka, Jokic. All 3 of those players could win, but they might not play 65 games, which is the new threshold, the bottom line. So from a numbers perspective, what are we looking at? And is Cade Cunningham going to be the betting favorite?
I think when the season's over, when he gets it, Cade Cunningham, then we're not going to worry about SGA and Joker because the person that should get it is going to get it. I think Cade Cunningham right now is the MVP frontrunner in some books, and he deserves it.
Is it because he deserves it or because of the 65 game thing?
He deserves it, and other players aren't playing. So how are you going to bet on SGA if he's not playing? So it doesn't matter how many games he's played. We're not seeing him to put my money on SGA. Joker, yes, but he has to play every game for him to be eligible. So if he misses one, then that ticket you maybe got on him is over.
So you got to start thinking, Mikey, from a smart standpoint that you can't just blindly bet on somebody anymore. You got to start factoring this kind of stuff in.
And that's why I love, and it's not a homer pick, there's serious research here, Coach. Jaylen Brown at plus 3,000. This man, yes, the Celtics are behind the Pistons, but right now the Pistons feel like the New England Patriots to me. Drake May and the Patriots came out of nowhere. I feel the same way about the Pistons. Jaylen Brown took a team in the Celtics that was supposed to be down in the dirt. He's got them second in the East. He's averaging 29, 7, and 5. He's an MVP at plus money.
29, 7, and 5, and just lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on an event as All-Star Weekend that didn't happen. So I think he's playing with a little bit of rage right now, just a little bit of rage, as I am too today. Soupy, let me come over to you. Cade Cunningham has played great. Jaylen Brown, though, what do you make of Mikey's take?
I'm not against the Jaylen Brown pick because, the Celtics without Jason Tatum, they got rid of Kristaps Porzingis. They were projected to maybe be a play-in team, but they are in competition to be that top seed. But I'm still going to go with Cade Cunningham because this team has progressed every single year. Just remember, 2 years ago, they lost 23 straight games. Last year, they were near the bottom of the East in the playoff spot. Now they're the top seed, and it's because of Cade Cunningham.
Hey, young Peyton, set these two straight.
You're not going to like my take. Well, after this stupid rule, though, take into account, it's got to be Cade right now. You know, the most consistent all-star in the game. 21 points, 37 out of Detroit's 56 games, over 30 points 11 times this year. And coach, Jaylen Brown has been sensational. Over 29 points a game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists per game, while he's defending the other team's best player the whole time. And of course, LeBron is endorsing Jaylen Brown for MVP because he doesn't want Joker to win another MVP because that would be 4, which would tie LeBron. So, no one wants that.
I feel like we need to send LeBron a Petty Machete t-shirt from our merch store. I think that would be appropriate. If you people at home have not seen what LeBron said in an interview, he gave him all the flowers. He goes, except for that thing he said about my son. When he came out, he was just being honest, was he not? And it has lived up to that because Bronny's done nothing. By the way, have you guys seen that Bronny went on a little vacay to Mexico? Did you guys see this story?
I did not see
No.
Am I the only one that prepared for this show outside of Peyton? You guys didn't see he went to Mexico? Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what the odds would be, Raphael, that you would have to give me to go to Mexico right now. I don't even know if there's amount of money that would get me on a plane to go to Mexico right now.
Some flights are still canceled. You can't fly to Mexico right now. So the odds of you not going are really, really high.
I only live an hour and a half from where some of this stuff is going on. The Tijuana, that's just right over the border. Banana land. All right, gentlemen, great job today on your opinions. But we want to still cash some tickets. So without further ado, it's time to lock it in. All right, boys, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Top left, young Peyton, start us off.
Well, the Auburn Tigers against Oklahoma, I think they cover the 1.5. All these games have been so close, 1 possession for them, but I really do think Auburn comes out on top today. And UCF plus 10.5 at BYU. We just said it, Coach, going to be a shootout in this game, going to be high scoring. I think UCF scores a lot of points. I don't think they get blown out by BYU. They keep it a game.
Soupy, talk to me.
Duke team total over 79.5 against Notre Dame. I think they're going to be raining threes on the Fighting Irish. That's why. Also look at Isaiah Evans on Prize Picks. More than 3.5 3-pointers made. Look for that in your lineup. And then I'm going to take Cavs minus 3.5. This is one of the hottest teams, winning 12 of the last 14. I think they can beat and cover the Knicks.
Yeah, right now you really start to look at the positioning in the NBA, and Cleveland has risen all the way up to number 4, only 2 spots out of the second spot, which is held by Boston. Raphael, go.
College basketball, give me Duke Notre Dame over 140.5. Total has moved almost 2 points already. And last time we saw Duke's play a weak team, they scored 101 points against Syracuse. And give me the best offense to watch that plays no defense. Give me the Blazers team total over 113.5. They're averaging 124 points their last 5 games.
Oh, that seems like it's just sitting there on a silver platter. Mikey P, bring us home.
Not only will the Miami, Ohio Redhawks improve to 28-0, but I've got them covering minus 10 versus Eastern Michigan on the road. I think the Redhawks really turn it up in the late stages of February here. And then the Pelicans going up against a very banged-up Golden State Warriors team, and the Pelicans playing better basketball, get the return of DeJounte Murray from an Achilles injury. I like them on the money line tonight.
And a reminder, we have a coach's challenge for Soupy's Duke team total over 79.5. And I'm looping Raphael into it too because he's talking all that nonsense. Both of you guys have been looking at that Syracuse game as the beacon, the red light that you're going forward, ignoring the other 5 games this month where they haven't even gone over, 75? Would anybody like to backtrack in the last 2 minutes of the show? Feel free. Okay, Raphael, I knew you would. Yes.
You've been watching way too much golf the last 4 days and not watching college hoops. We could see a letdown game, and maybe Notre Dame puts up a lot of threes and we see a closer game than what the odds are telling us. Over. That's my opinion.
I'm thinking 75 to 63. That's what I'm thinking. And so then your over wouldn't come in. I want your over to come in. So let's go 78 to 65. That would do it, right?
Yes.
Boy, that'd be the hell of a sweat for you, Soupy, wouldn't it?
Nah, because I think it's going to be about 83, 72. That's the score I got.
Boy, your voice went way down there at the end.
Because I'm cool and comfortable with my bet.
Wow, and now I'm asleep. Mikey, why are you shaking your head at Soupy?
Because everyone's challenging the Duke pick. He's got the Cavaliers -3.5, a Cavaliers team that just lost to the Thunder on Sunday with none of their starters. So I like the Knicks to beat the Cavaliers tonight.
Wow, so you're not even focused on the Duke game. You're focused on the Cavs. So you think he's going to go 0-2?
Yes.
Wow. Dissension in the ranks.
No love.
No love whatsoever. And what does Soupy do? I'm cool. I'm calm.
I'm just waiting for my time. I'm
just
waiting
for my time. Just laying back. I'm just good. Somebody tomorrow is going to get a free piece of merch because I will win the coaches challenge. Gentlemen, adequate job today. Producer man, give me that one shot. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world. Be kind to each other. Have some energy. See that sun? That's where we're headed. And understand this, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire team, love them all. Mikey P, Soupy, Young Peyton, Raphael, my numbers guy, and never forget about producer man behind the scenes, making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. This is Coaching Company live right here on Stadium. Good luck today. Be safe.